SMK. The Jerome will increase more damage, and the Ring of Royal Grandeur reduces our set by 1. We got Pierce of El, Gruesome Feast, Fetish Sycophants, and also Spirit Vessel. And that is what we're running. The only thing I could recommend right now if you are playing Carnival build on the PTR, here is one rule of advice I can give to you. No matter what happens, do not waste time killing or trying to kill a Reflect monster unless you have shield up, power, increased power where you can Spirit Walk and kill it in a couple volleys, or Conduit Shrine. Skip them. It will make your life a lot easier because they basically buffed up the Reflect damage pretty significantly right now, so it's really crazy. So as opposed to Reflect, where it would reflect on all the mobs for a certain amount of duration, shut off, and you give you a little while to DPS them down before they turn back on Reflect, they did something that is actually a lot worse and made Reflect even more stronger and harder to deal with, is that now one individual mob will always stay with Reflect up. So when you're piercing through the monsters, you're always going to be hitting a Reflect monster, so you're going to die anyway. So until they fix that, skip every single Reflect mob. If you're doing a Greater Rift with Carnival, Carnival is the strongest build for Witch Doctor. Let me tell you this though, it requires fishing. The video I'm going to show you, out of basically about 8 attempts, I finally got 2 runs in a row or 3 runs in a row where I can be able to do 454, and I think I ended up doing 155, I do believe, as well too. It went very well. Actually, now that I think about it, I did do a 55 because it showed me ranked as 55, but this is the rank 54. 54 and 55, there's really not a big difference. On seasonal, the highest level is 62, so about 7 levels below that. The only thing that's going to be holding you back from ranking up with Carnival is just simply spamming the rifts. If you get inside of a rift and it's too many stairways or too many walls, leave it, exit, come back in. If you get into a rift and there's too many Reflect monster, leave, and just, that's basically what you have to do. You have to fish. But when you do get that perfect mob scenario, the damage is quite silly. But I want to take you through a 54 rift that kind of shows you how, you know, things worked out pretty well. I think I might end up uploading the Carnival level 55 just so you can see how it's going. Hopefully it doesn't lag too much, but I think the lag on my end is not actually the source video today. I think this was the server. So if you see a little bit of couple slowdowns here and there, it's because the server was pretty laggy today with everybody on it. Hopefully it doesn't go too crazy, but we should be alright. We'll depend and we'll have to see what happens. I think we're doing pretty much okay. So there's really not much to it. If you have bad mobs with the Carnival build, you will probably not beat the Rift. If you have pretty good mobs, then you don't have much to worry about. You can keep most of the stuff off the screen with the Grasp of the Dead and Piranhas of Perinato. Things can get a little bit crazy, but for the most part, I mean, that's just how it goes. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get really nice pylon placements, sometimes you don't. But for the most part, as long as you don't got Reflect damage, it's pretty workable. If you have Mortar, that can kind of hurt you up a little bit. Frozen's kind of hard to deal with. But see, with Frozen, you can kind of position yourself off screen and not deal with it because you can cast Hex and stay off screen. Mortar is designed to hit long range, so Mortar's going to kill you. Reflect is going to kill you. Everything else is not too bad. If you have a monster that has Reflect or it can teleport a lot, that might be a little bit annoying. But what you're really banking on is just having a high amount of elite mobs, or not elite mobs, having a high amount of mob density so you can get carried on through and maybe even get a lucky conduit pylon and what have you not. So like I said, I'm just progressing through the rift normally. I like to put down my Grasp of Dead with Rain of Corpses. Wherever those Rain of Corpses hit on the screen, the enemy's going to take that additional damage. Now you can see the damage increase. And between me using the Grasp of the Dead and the darts, I always usually have my Focus and Restraint up, which really makes it build do ridiculous amounts of damage. And you see I kind of position myself back, and that monster had Frozen, so I'm just playing it a little bit safe. I got a little bit too close there. I should have been a little bit more cautious. I don't think this results in my death, but in other scenarios, it could. Sorry about, again, I get to reiterate a little bit of lag. When I recorded this on the stream, the servers were doing quite bad. And like I said, I'm just trying to get this last video out, just showcasing the damage potential of Carnival. It's very solid. And as you can see, 460 million crits, 390 million crits. So this will be the build if they don't get it together with the other sets. And this will be pretty much the go-to build with Carnival. Just because the damage is so high and just because it does do so well. Outside of all that, I mean, the only thing they can really do to Carnival is maybe make the life on hit be a lot better, because I feel like you get kind of cheated when you get a reflect mob and you're forced to skip them. And if you don't skip them, you'll actually be punished very badly. But, I mean, there's not much else to talk about. If you guys play Carnival, you guys already know how to hang back, how to deal with certain monsters. You know, you got your Hex now, that will help you out in the field of battle. The damage is really on point, so you don't really got much to worry about. You see how most of the elites get burned down very fast. Like I said, the build it's not a question whether or not the build can do 62 or higher. The question is just, can you get a good riff that you can clear? If you get a good riff, you'll beat it. If you don't, then you need to start over and do it again. Now, so you guys don't sit too much through the lag, and we're just going to speed up a little bit to when we get a little bit further ahead. And for the most part, I was just basically staying on point with the whole Carnival build as I was progressing through the Greater Rift. I really wasn't getting far too ahead. I think the time I did get up getting ahead was basically do a Conduit Shrine, and we'll click to see. Yeah, see, I get a Conduit Shrine right here. And that's just like a little bit of the RNG thing I'm talking about. So this is actually going to put me a little bit ahead. You don't need much time to kill bosses anymore at Carnival, especially now that you got Dram and the Focus and Restraint. And like I said, I am sorry about the lag, but I'm just trying to get this last video out to show what's going on. And as you can see, as long as you get a Conduit Shrine or you get a little bit of luck, that's all the build needs. It doesn't need much. And as long as you could just stay ahead and not deal with too many any crazy monsters, the killing the boss is the most easiest part, I feel. Because you got the increased Jerome damage, you got the increased damage from Zuni, and you also have the Focus and Restraint. So we're going to skip a little bit ahead. I'm just basically weaving in and out of monsters, just trying to take them down and just push that progression bar up, and we'll just go ahead and skip a little bit towards the end. And for the most part, as you can see, I got really lucky this run. Not a lot of reflects. I think I got one reflect monster in which I skipped because I told you guys not to fight reflect monsters. The damage is very good. And we're getting towards the end. And I just want to show you how fast this Rift Guardian does pop. So basically, I mean, that's pretty much about it. That's a shield pylon, so we don't have to worry about much. And I think right around here, the monster's going to be triggered. And this is just how the monster fights go. And once you get the Grasp of the Dead damage triggered, the Zunimasa, basically the big difference, like I said, with Carnival now is we don't have an issue with it taking a long time to kill the Rift Guardian. As you can see, the Rift Guardian's HP is just melting. So the only thing that's going to really determine whether or not you're going to beat a Rift is just how lucky can you get in the Rift. It's not about your skill. It's not about, well, gear does help. Makes things a lot easier. Higher level gems make things easier. Certain things like that do definitely help a lot. But the whole point I'm just basically trying to reiterate is that when you're playing the Carnival build now, the damage is actually very good. It's very solid. The only thing that you actually got to be concerned about is just, well, what mobs am I going to get? You know, how many times I just got to keep running it. Like, the question was never me asking, do I have enough damage to beat this? In the back of my mind, I said, no, I do have enough damage to beat this, but I just need the correct mobs and the correct sequences to do okay. I'm just looking to see if I have the 55 here. I think I did, but I could be wrong. But, you know what? It could be an error as well, because I don't remember clearing 55. No, you know what? Yeah, 54 was my highest. Because what it is on right now, the PTR, is it gives you one level higher. So I'm thinking, like, so that 62 run, that means the highest on PTR 61, we're pushing 54. I felt like I could do 55 if I just would have kept pushing a little bit. But, I mean, there's really nothing else different to talk about Carnival. It just gained more power. You can run the Jerome, SNK or Furnace, Ring of Royal Grandeur, which opens up the ability to run Focus and Restrain, and that's basically the dream, to have a Carnival build that can have the Zunimasa effect and have the Focus Restraint. It has AoE, it has massive amounts of damage, and the only thing that's lacking in the build is survivability. But the way you overcome the survivability issues, you just keep spamming the rifts until you get an easy rift, and that's what you rank on. Skip every single reflect mob. And if you get a bad run, you get a bad run, and you just keep basically smashing the keyboard until you beat it. And I think, in all honesty, like up to about at least 58, if you do about at least 20 runs, one of them has to be a good run when you beat it. So if Blizzard doesn't do anything with the other sets, we got Carnival build. I don't like how we have to avoid the reflect paths, but I'm pretty sure they might change that. But just in general, if they were to change nothing right now, Witch Doctors can push up to 64. They might be able to do 65 and 66 possibly, but then I heard that it does skip you levels, so that 64 might have been a 63. But Carnival is the exact same, just stronger. You're not going to run too much survivability or any kind of unity ring because you want that focus and restraint damage, and you just want to keep spamming the rifts until you get an easy rift. I know that sounds terrible when I say that, but that's just how it is. When I was doing this today, I started at 48, did 48, did 50, then 51, and 52. Then I got to 53. It took me 3 attempts, got 53. Did a couple 10 more attempts. Within 10, I got 54. And another 10, 15, could have got 55 and 56, 57. I don't know if I could have pushed all the way to 60. Maybe I need a little bit better gear. I need to fine-tune everything. But I never felt at the point I never had enough damage to beat it. And I only needed a minute to kill the Rift Guardian in every situation. So, and that's due to the fact they nerfed it. So, that's pretty much it for Carnival. That's pretty much it for my PTR coverage right now. I'm going to put everything in a nice long... Basically, what I did for Season 3 is I did like a whole list of everything that relegates to Witch Doctor. I am working on that. That probably will drop towards the end of the month, or maybe mid-month. We'll see. So I might do it by the 15th. I might do it something like that. But I'm just basically waiting for them to change stuff and change the Hell Tooth and update everything and see what changes they're going to do so I can, cover that and let you guys know what's going on. And then once they're pretty much fine-tuned to what they're going to release for the PTR, then I'll make an overall coverage of everything that's going on. And that's pretty much it going on in the world of Diablo. For the next couple days, I know I'm going to take some time off and be doing the new Final Fantasy XIV raid. They're releasing the first raid content for the new expansion, Heaven's Ward. If you guys always got some questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section, or you can message me on Twitch TV. And I haven't left Diablo. I'm just basically, my belief is of PTR is to get on there, test everything, see how things are, see how things have changed, and just recognize a trend, then get off the PTR. Because there's no reason for me to be playing on the PTR because you keep nothing. And since they haven't updated anything, I'm just not going to spend any more time on it until they do. When Season 4 does come up, I will be playing at least Diablo for about at least a month to 2 months straight up. So, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. But like I said, as any new Diablo news breaks, I will let you guys know. More Diablo content is going to be coming out soon. I'll check out the Reddit and Diablo fans and all that great stuff. And I appreciate you guys following me in these last week or so while I've been playing every day, testing all this stuff out. And I hope you guys enjoyed all this stuff, at least regarding the Rich Doctor class. I don't really know how the other classes are doing, other than Monk is destroying everything. But good luck with your PTR testing. I will see you guys soon in the next video, as soon as they update something worthwhile. You know what? As I just realized that I still gotta have to do that video for the Knives Cube. And then I'll probably do another video. I'll do a video talking about the meta or the current problems with the PTR and what I hope they need to fix. So anyways, have a good night. Enjoy the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, I'm streaming.